I loved World Noir Volume 1 and I was eagerly anticipating the second set. And normally I go in numerical order, but I went a little bit crazy this time and I pulled out Cruel Gun Story as the first one to watch from this one, starring Joe Shishido himself, the man with the cheekbones, old hamster face himself, who plays Togawa, a man at the start of this one who has gotten out of jail up to a little bit early thanks to some powerful people who have a very specific job for him. They want him to take charge of this heist. It's worth 130 million yen, of which him and his crew can take half of it, the other half going to the facilitators of this robbery. This will come in handy because it's going to help him hopefully get the operation his sister needs. And we have a character here trying to resist going back into this world, but knowing that necessity is drawing him towards that. This is one of those movies that kind of alludes to there is no honour amongst thieves. Unless you're Togawa. He is a man who will stand by his crew, who will defend them to the hilt, who will back them, who will talk to them and explain everything, open up to them. But he seems to be one of the rare people in this world. And what I like about this is the heist is pretty much already set up. They're just looking for the right men to do it. And the bad guys are kind of hidden and never really come to the front until later on. They're the leaders, the people behind the heist. And Togawa and his men must achieve this. And you get this wonderful sense of camaraderie as it kind of gathers the group together. They share the information. You get to see the heist once as they talk about it, the plan, how it's all going to come together, the things that are going to work in it, and how they're just going to share the money and ride off into the sunset. And then we get the actual robbery where things don't go quite as planned, and that leads to some sticky situations for the guys. Of course, at the end of this one, you're driven into a vengeful bloodlusting that is released as all the characters become murky and dark and untrustworthy throughout this, although you get that one standing person in Togawa who is forthright. He is a man who can be trusted, but if you cross him, then all bets are off, and that's what you get later on. And I think Joe Shishido is particularly great in the lead here. He's always smoking, always wearing his kind of shades, always looking off to the distance, always ready to raise his fists if needed. He always thinks a couple of steps ahead. This one's got a fantastic score that goes along with it, which is just wonderful. It's got a great idea, and it has this really murky world of characters who are all duplicitous, who are all kind of distasteful, who even through success still become horrific characters and almost bring everything down like a house of cards. The violence is particularly great. The thrilling robbery is brilliant. The disregard for human life is just almost perfunctory. It's just something that just happens for these guys. There's no qualms about it. It's just, get in my way, you need to get out my way, this is the way to do it. It's rather shocking in the way that they are completely nonplussed about the way things happen here. They just kind of move through this world. Cruel Gun Story was a really kind of fun film. It leads into the noir tropes of having a femme fatale who comes into the movie later on. Throughout the film, we have a dark, foreboding story where you feel like this might not end up with any winners at all, but a hell of a lot of dead bodies, and it may actually head that way. I really enjoyed Cruel Gun Story. It was a good start to the World Noir Volume 2 set, and I'm looking forward to moving on with this. I'd love to know your thoughts on this one if you've seen it. But first, let's have a look at some of the extras from the disc. Here we are in the disc for Cruel Gun Story. Let's go to the special features. First up, we have an audio commentary by Jasper Sharp. Next, we have Tony Raines. Critic and programmer Tony Raines discusses key figures and the distinctive qualities of Cruel Gun Story, filmed for Radiance in May 2024. In this one, we talk a lot about the Nikatsu history, a kind of brief overview of it, and then we kind of move into the director and various aspects of this film, what makes it kind of stand out that was unfairly missed at the time it was released. Next, we have Haley Scanlon. In this newly created visual essay, critic Haley Scanlon looks at the evolution of noirish Japanese films in the 60s. This is just over 12 minutes, talks a lot about Nikatsu noir, and then starts to sort of track the evolution of noir through Japanese films from the 50s on to the sort of late 60s, which is a great addition to this disc. Finally, we have Joe Shishido himself. Celebrated actor Joe Shishido discusses his life and career archive interview filmed in 2006, newly edited for Radiance in 2024. And here we get the man himself, just under 9 minutes, just talking about his career, how he's been acting for 52 years. He's kind of lost the cheekbone definition, but it's really kind of fun just seeing this man tell us a little bit about his career. And that's the extras for Cruel Gun Story. Here we have it. Now you've seen the extras, now you know about the film. Are you going to pick this one up? Let me know in the comment box below whether this is a no-brainer, easy set for you to get. I'd love to know your thoughts on this and the last World Noir set as well. As always, there's more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and vfilm.com, always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.